guys. December 7th, 2022. A date which will live in infamy. All right, we got, we're up early. I wanted to get out here and show you that moon we got going on there. It's not as bright as yesterday. Yesterday it was, man, it made it like daylight out here. Today it's not so bright. But it's about 3:40 in the morning. My little pup and I had something weird happen on my phone. I always go and turn a lot of stuff on the phone, provision managers and all that. And I had done that. I get the developers options. I always do that. Well, I went on to one site and they have you used to put stuff over your camera. You put a piece of tape over your camera, you couldn't see it. Well, there's a setting in there in the phone now where you click on it, and what it'll do is it'll put an icon in your little pull down where you've got your location thing and all that stuff, and it'll put a little squiggly looking thing on there that you can click, and then it'll like disable any camera. Nobody can use the camera, and a lot of apps have access to your camera and microphone and all that. Well, you can turn that off. So I went ahead and set that up. That way when I want to use the camera, I just got to go over and turn that off, and then I can use my camera. Well, this morning I got up, turned the phone on, and lo and behold, my developers, that thing was gone first thing, because I was going to play around with the little gimbal. That thing was gone. And I went down to developer options. They were gone. I had to re-put that in. It's just, what's going on with that? And then I seen my numbers on the my subscriber count was down again. So guys, check your subscriptions, see if they kicked you off again. You know, it's getting a little bit ridiculous. To every single day, I watch my subscriber count go up. I get new people on there all the time. And it just, by the end of it, it goes down again. I mean, it's getting a little bit too stupid, a little aggravating, to be honest with you, but that's what's happening. But don't know what to tell you. But I would use my gimbal thing to do some of these vlogs and stuff, but it is a pain to get out of the OtterBox. I wish I had an easier to take off case for the phone. You know, this case right now, this OtterBox case is, you know, you got to peel it off and unclick it and do all kinds of stuff. Good protection for the phone, but it's just a royal hassle to take it on and off, you know. And I want to keep the phone protected because in an instant you're out hundreds of dollars with these damn phones. It's just a joke. They break too easy. I had, one of the first phones I got this little Nokia phone. And this is no kidding, I was on a 16-foot ladder. It was way the heck up there. And I had the phone in my pocket, and I was reaching in my pocket for something. Underneath my tool belt, the phone went off. And I'm standing on the top of this thing. I got the top of the 16-foot ladder, like right here, doing some lighting in a warehouse. And that phone took off on the ground, and I watched it hit the ground, and man, it went into pieces everywhere. Battery went this way, cover went this way, phone even came out of the front part of the frame, and oh crap. So when I was done with my light, I come down, picked up all the stuff on this warehouse floor, put it all back together, phone was working fine. You know, these new phones, holy cow, if you fart in their vicinity, the screen cracks. It's just not good. I get it's a bummer, and they're so expensive now. But be careful on all this stuff on these phones. I think they got access. There was a thing I put on there. I watched a video on there to see if your phones had telltale signs and all that. And nothing came up that I could find. But how'd that get turned off? I didn't turn it off. Once I put those settings in there, the only thing I did was use it. You know, when I'm not using the camera or anything, I just turn it off. And I have a lot of the permission managers are shut off. I got all kinds of settings in there that I turn off. You know, I don't want them to put apps on my phone, third-party apps and all this crap. I turn all that stuff off. I don't give permission to anything. But somehow on this new phone, it was able to be turned off, and never had that happen before, having my developer options removed. I had to go back to the build number and click on it and start all over with that again. So something's up with the phones. And the other thing too, when I had a couple phones ago, my SIM card went bad. So I wanted to keep my phone number, so we went into the smart place, and the girl took my old card, and then she gave me a new number, but when you put it in, it wouldn't show on the phone what the phone number was. It was like blocked, and if I called anybody, it would not show the number. Nobody could see the phone number unless they had it in their contacts. But if I was cold calling you, there was no caller ID because it didn't have the number on this new little SIM card that they had to make for me. And all the other phones, the Note 9, the other Samsung, I put it in. You could go to what the phone number was in case if I needed it for something to look at it, or if I forgot it, wasn't there. Well, this new phone, it's there now. It popped up. I don't know if they registered me on their own or with this new law they got here in the Philippines, but something's up with that too, because it's popped up on this phone. So watch your phones, guys. You're not paranoid if they are really out to spy on you. I truly believe these phones are, you've taken your own surveillance advice. That's why usually when I go somewhere, mine's in a Faraday bag, and who knows how good those work anyway. Pretty good. I know it shuts all the information off, but as soon as you turn it back on, I mean, they grab everything. This stuff with a lot of these apps, having permission to record. The other thing that really gets me is location services in your phone. If you look in there, I couldn't believe how many apps had my location, that wanted to get my location and look for it all the time, like the banks and stuff. My banks, all of them have location service. I clicked them all off. I turned everything off. It's like, what do they need my location for? I know where they're at. Why do they got to know where I'm at? Pretty weird. But there's that moon again. It's higher up in the sky too. Yesterday, you see it's right over the corner of that house where the corner goes in like this. Yesterday at around this time, it was over there up above that house. So, but definitely not as bright. Sky's kind of clear. I don't think you can see the stars on this camera. I'll have to try it out with the phone one of these times and put it on the front camera. But like I say, it's just such a hassle to take the phone out of the OtterBox. So I'm going to go ahead and let you go. I just wanted to let you know about the dang phone stuff that's going on. And this is Rick Shaw out.